I met my best friend when we were both 15 years old, and since then we've been inseparable. She helped me a lot with a problem I had back then, and a lot more throughout the years. We were excluded from our group of friends on our senior year, and tried to bully us the next year in all the ways you can imagine. So we supported each other a lot through that time, and we established a stronger bond than we had before. I love her like a sister, and I always treated her like that. When the opportunity came, we both went to another city to live together. I couldn't imagine in that moment how I would regret this decision nowadays. She was a mess. She didn't clean at all, so the plates piled up in the kitchen. It was gross. People always tell me that I'm too kind for my own good, so what I did was clean everything myself, and only give her a light warning about this. The situation didn't improve, so 2 months later I confronted her about it. I was really stressed about this because she didn't care at all. It seemed like it wasn't even her problem. Also, she wouldn't pay her half of the electricity bills. I will later know this because I asked my landlord to fix my bedroom window and he refused because my friend didn't pay her part of the bills for 4 months. I couldn't believe this, and again, I got really mad at her. She apologized, but as most of you can imagine, she didn't change her behavior at all. Next year came and I decided to give her another chance. We didn't have any other friends to live with and we didn't want to live with strangers. But this time we had a third person to share the apartment with. Obviously her behavior didn't change at all. She didn't pay bills for 6 months and didn't clean unless we told her to. The third girl hated my best friend because, naturally, she didn't understand how a person could be so irresponsible and unbothered about a serious matter like this. Neither her parents or my parents know anything about the unpaid bills or her gross messiness. I never told them because I wanted to give her a last chance this year, 2023-24. I learned my lesson, so at the beginning I stated to her that I would not consent her messiness and irresponsible behavior again. I think it's important to know that for the last 2 years the only thing my best friend cared about was nightlife and boys she met in clubs. I used to go out with her all the time, but this summer I started dating someone, and also, and most important, my father was almost killed in a car accident, so I spent most of summer in the hospital and made me rethink my life and how I had to change and make my parents proud. Because going out in your 20s is fine and I still love it. But your life can't revolve only around this. September started and she let me down again. But after 1 month of not talking to her, I decided to talk to her and tried to fix things. In her birthday, I got her 2 presents and I wrote her a letter from the heart because I wanted to show her how much she meant to me, and I didn't want our friendship to end. We made up and I thought that it was going to be a fresh start, but boy was I wrong. We went out one day and an acquaintance told me that she hooked up with a guy who I was flirting with for a few months and that he allegedly wanted to get with me. I asked her 2 weeks before about this because a friend told me and I wanted to know if it was true, and she denied it. I don't like this guy, I have a boyfriend now. But what really hurt me was the lie after all. I really love her, and I still consider her my best friend. After all, we've been together for most of the days for 6 years. But I'm so sick of the lies and not feeling appreciated from someone that I forgave so much. Also, I introduced her to all of my friends and I always included her in all my plans. Like I said before, I always treated her like my sister. All my friends tell me that I can't do anything to change her attitude and that I should just drop her because I've done enough for her. So I don't know what to do because since we are friends, I always had to swallow my pride to make up with her. She is too proud for her own good, but I thought that this time she would see how much I had suffer and talk to me. But she didn't, and we haven't talked for 3 months now. My landlord had contacted me a week ago because, surprise, she didn't pay the bills for 3 months, so I had to confront my friend again and she finally paid everything she owed. I really don't know how to make her see that her behavior has been unacceptable for 3 years, and that I only want her to change this and that. She owes me a really big apology for lying constantly. I overheard her today about going to live with a stranger next year, so I think that she doesn't plan to, for once, take the first step and talk to me. I'm really mad and heartbroken because I still love her, and I want to make things right, but I don't think that it's good for me to take the initiative like always because I think I deserve to feel that she appreciates our friendship once and for all. So, what do you think I should do? Am I making this a bigger deal than it actually is? Thanks and sorry it's this long. R.